Hi guys, it's a really rainy and murky afternoon. In fact, it's raining at the moment. I'm under some tree cover, so not getting too wet. So I'm not going to do any photography today, but I wanted to do another equipment video. And this time I'm going to do one on landscape photography. Now, I know lots of people that watch my channel are into wildlife photography, and I've done lots of equipment videos with regards to wildlife photography. So I'm going to do one on landscapes. So I hope you stick with me and find it interesting. So what I wanted to talk about was my favourite lens for landscape photography, and my favourite lens for landscape and general photography, focal length wise, is the 24-70. Now this is the Nikon 24-70 f2.8 lens. It doesn't really matter what the maximum aperture is though, because we're talking about landscapes. So it doesn't matter whether it's an f2.8, an f4 or an f5.6 lens, or a lens that's got a variable aperture, because most of the time I'm going to be shooting at f8, f11, maybe f16. So having that wide maximum aperture is not that important. It would be if I was doing street photography or say low light portrait photography where I've got a moving subject. But because landscapes don't generally move, and if they do move you've got other problems, the actual maximum aperture is not that important. So as I say, this is a 24-70 Nikon f2.8. Now why do I like this focal length so much? It's its versatility. It's a really versatile focal length, and that's why I like it so much. Now I'm talking about the 24-70 on a full frame camera. Now if I was shooting with an APS-C sensor, a similar focal length would be 18-55. If it was a ×2 sensor, it would be say something like 12-30, or often they're 12-40 millimeters. Now, anyone that's eagle-eyed among you might have noticed that I've actually got this on a crop sensor camera at the moment, camera body, an APS-C sensor. And the reason for that is this is my vlogging camera, and I really stupidly didn't bring out a spare battery, and the battery's run out. So I've had to put my Nikon Z6 II on the tripod to shoot this video, and just put the 24-70 on this crop sensor body, but I'd normally use it on a full frame body. Now, at the 24mm end, it's quite wide angle, and you do get a really nice wide angle view. And if you look at this picture coming up, shot in the Scottish Highlands, you can see we've got a really big vista. So the 24mm end is wide enough in most instances. We've got a lovely foreground, decent midground, and a big background with the mountains. And we've got a really wide angle view, so it gives you a really nice scenic shot. So it's wide enough on many occasions. Now obviously we can go wider angle, but I find for, you know, general landscapes, the 24mm is enough. Yes, sometimes I use a wider angle lens, but if I only take one lens, this does the job. And then if you look at this next picture, this was shot at about 50mm. And 50mm, that focal length is about the same angle of view as our general eyesight. So it gives you a nice natural perspective, and I often like to shoot at that perspective. And if we look at the last picture, we're zoomed in a little bit at the 70mm end, or almost 70mm. And that enables us to have a slightly more narrow angle of view, and we can zone in or focus in on a bit more detail. Now, it's not telephoto by any stretch of the imagination, but I find, you know, it still does a nice job for me to pick out details in a sort of landscape or a scene. And if I was only, as I say, taking one lens, like if I was climbing a mountain, I might take one camera, one lens. The 24-70 would be the one, because it gives me enough versatility in that focal length for me to cover all those bases. And often that's what I will do, especially if I'm teaching. When I'm running a workshop, I'm not there to take photographs, I'm there to teach, you know. So I just take one camera and one lens, just in case something really out of the ordinary happens. And that lens will be the 24-70. So I really love this focal length. And if you look at this picture of the waterfall coming up, again, you know, at the 70mm end, it gives us enough zoom just to sort of pick out that sort of just part of that landscape and cut out the distractions. So, you know, to sum up, if I was going to take one lens with me on a landscape photography trip, that's all I could take. I think the 24-70mm is versatile enough to shoot big, wide landscapes, natural perspective pictures, and sort of slightly picking out detail in the landscape as well. Now, yes, I would like the 70 to 200 with me as well. I would like my 16 to 35 as well, so I've got a full range of focal lengths. But if I could take one, it would be the 24 to 70. And I know sort of a lot of people think it's sort of a jack of all trades and a master of none in many cases, but I think its versatility from one end of the focal length to the other is brilliant. And if you're shooting with, say, an f4 or an f5.6 24 to 70mm lens, they'll be really quite small as well. Because this is an f2.8 lens, it's a little bit bulky. But if I was shooting with a 24-70 f4, it would be less bulky and a lot easier to carry up a mountain when I'm hiking. And I might actually pick up one of the 24 to 70mm Z lenses from my new camera. We'll see. But look, you know, it's a short video today. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you've got any comments, you know, let me know what your favourite lens is, what your favourite focal length is. Just pop it in the comments section below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if you can consider subscribing, that would be great. And press the little bell icon if you do, and you'll be notified when my next video is uploaded. And last but not least, if you can give it a like, a thumbs up, that would be great, because it's always good for my channel. So from a very wet and gloomy woodland in Essex, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will speak to you soon. So bye for now, guys.